Recorded live with a little bit of editing. It's Defense Up. How's it going, everyone? Today we have the Irish Joker with our with his, I guess, 112 million TCP. We're gonna go over his Crucible defense for the brand new season, season 12, and he is in Diamond 2, so looking to get up into Masters maybe this season. So let's go help him out, see what he's got, see what he's working with. Alright, so first up is his room 1. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently than I normally do. We're just going to, since it's a new season, we're going to talk about what we're going to put in his rooms and why. So in room 1, the rules are a raider or skirmisher. If they drop below 50% health, they're going to gain 200% extra damage. So he's going with this nasty team here of Annihilators and Scroll and Kahori. Now, if any of these characters drop below the 50% health line, then they are really going to make you pay. So that's kind of why he and we decided that this would probably be the best room for this team. Just if you drop them low, then they are definitely going to hurt. So if you know how to counter this team without a problem, make sure you let me know down in the comments, but it still does draw quite a big range of characters to take it down, so I think it's definitely worth it, even though there is a fairly, the counter works really well, but it does, I'd say it's fairly expensive, I guess, on the expensive side for that. So that's his room 1. Oh, and the let's go do the positioning and ISO and everything. So Fortifier ISO at 3 diamonds is good. Maybe would like to see a striker on him though too. So either of those two options are good. Skirmisher Thanos, I'm not sure. He might have done this for the Shadow King trial. I like Raider or Striker on him. So maybe in this case, yeah, actually in this team, I'd probably do Striker. If you want to leave Gladiator a Fortifier, I'd put him as a Striker. If you put him a Striker, then I'd do Raider on Thanos. So Kahori, so far the positioning is good. Overall positioning is good. Kahori, I like her as a Raider, is pretty good. You might, if you have low stars like he does, 3 stars, you might want to do Skirmisher just so she lands that exposed. And that exposed helps this team get going because Skrull will do an exposed and Thanos will do an exposed. So that might be something to consider at low stars, but at high stars, definitely Raider. Even Striker could be an option too. Now for Skrull, Raider's a good choice. I like that. And Gore's Raider as well. So those are all good there. But just some things to think about for the ISO on that team. So for room 2, Spider Society. Now this room is the one where if you, like you as the attacking team or the defense, if they use a ultimate ability, then they give 1 energy to the other side. So like if you're attacking into this using ults, then you're giving Spider Society energy. If the Spider Society uses their ults, they're giving your team energy. So this is a good choice here because the Spider Society, they all start off with their specials. If they, let's say if they were to go first, they would all do their specials. They don't have any ultimate. Well, I guess Noir has an ultimate, but everybody else uses their special first. So it's a good team to throw in here just because of that. And then the teams that will go into them, they all use their ults. So then they would give the Spider Society all that energy. So that's why we have them here. Now the positioning, I personally like Pav in the middle. There was some people in chat that were saying that they don't like Pav in the middle just because if they run in, if like Secret Defenders were to counter this team, then you can choose to rewind like Peter and Pav or Pav and Penny from the Miss Marvel Hardlight ult, which is a good point, but I still would prefer them separate. The 3 main characters of the team to be all separate. Like, let's say if you kill Noir and Ghost Spider, then they're all on an island and a little bit harder to kill off. So that's my reasoning for that. Now the ISO on defense, I like Peter as a healer. I can see why Skirmisher too, though. Skirmisher's not a bad choice, but for defense, I think healer's the way to go. And then I think Raider on Pav. Raider on Ghost Fighter's good. Probably Raider on... You got a lot of strikers here, Joker. Raider on Noir. And then definitely Striker on Penny, though. So you got 2 out of 5. Not bad. Well, actually, no, 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. So good job. Alright, so for room 3, this is the room where if a positive effect is applied, or a negative effect, positive or negative effect is applied, then those effects get stacked +1. So like, let's say Gambit will give speed up on a crit or on his special or something. I think it was on his special for sure. So he'll give speed up to the team, and that will increase by 1. So instead of 1 turn of speed up, it'll be 2 turns of speed up. So that's how that works. This team is actually a pretty good choice. Not the best choice, but considering the type of teams that will counter this, it's actually a good choice just because all the positive effects will stack and hopefully make things a lot harder for that team to counter because of this, especially because of this bishop here. If he dies, then it will give turn meter to Forge. From Cyclops will give turn meter to Forge, and then he'll ult, and that's just a whole stack of buffs. So that's kind of the whole idea behind this team. So yeah, other than that, let's see. Positioning, I do like the rogue on an island. Once Bishop dies, I like that. And then everything else, I think, yeah, it's pretty good as far as positioning goes. Now, ISO, since he has Purple Fortifier, you could probably leave it. You can also do Striker on Rogue, especially at 2 diamonds. She hits super hard. I've faced quite a few 2 diamond rogues, and oh my gosh, they can be a nightmare. So that Striker or Fortifier there. Bishop doesn't really matter. You can even put him in green ISO and lower his health even more to get that Forge to go off. So just pick a random green ISO level 1 and roll with that. His whole purpose is to die. Cyclops Raider is good. Striker Gambit, now that is quite a choice. I would probably go... yeah, did I say Striker Gambit? I would go Raider. Go Raider Gambit, just because he gets extra crit damage, I believe, from his passive, so that's what I would do there. And I'm not sure Skirmisher Forge why we have that either. I like him as a healer, kind of for the same reasons as Peter B. Parker. So healer on Forge, Raider, something green, Fortifier or Striker is good. So that's what we're working with for the room 3. So for room 4, the next 3 rooms unfortunately aren't as good as what we were hoping or what we were told at the beginning. So when the rules were announced and stuff, so this room 4 got changed. It was tech and bio characters, and now it is tech and skill characters. So we're not really utilizing the room rules as much with this team, but Illuminati Odin is still going to be an amazing, tough team to beat. The only person on this team that'll take advantage of the room rules is going to be Hank, which isn't a bad thing because he has a really good kit and synergizes with all heroes. So yeah, not the greatest use of the room rules, but still a really hard, tough team to beat. And then the positioning, I would actually, yeah, no, positioning's good, actually. There could be a case to be made to have Hank behind Sasquatch just because Sasquatch is taunting first. But other than that, the ISOs, I would actually change Odin to a Fortifier. Other than that, that should be good. A Fortifier Odin is so hard to take down, especially on defense, so that he would definitely be worth that. Alright, so for room 5, this is a room where city characters, they will, if they dodge, then they'll gain offense up. And then we're still not clear if it's when a city character attacks and lands an attack successfully, or if it's when a city character gets attacked, they get defense up. But either case, there's only one city character on this team. We're not utilizing those rules either, which is fine because Astral can take a bunch of hits, especially with Emma in there giving the barrier. And Miss Marvel will get a little bit of speed bar from Strange, so she can ult and rewind somebody and get that taunt up. So it'll be interesting to see how that city interaction works with the defense up. But yeah, so other than that, the team is good. The ISOs, Emma's really kind of tough because now with her rework, she gets to go first with her speed. So it's kind of nice to get a vulnerable out there right off the bat. And to guarantee a vulnerable, you would want to do Skirmisher, but Raider would be kind of nice on her too. She's also could be a good striker. So I think the jury's out on her right now as far as what definitive ISO choice. She's one of those characters where it's like it's kind of personal preference. Shadow King I like as a striker on this team. Joker, I know, ran Striker on Ancient One in the Shadow King trials. He liked that, so I think that's why he has Striker here. So since he likes Striker so much on her, having him as a Raider definitely makes sense. So I just keep that. And then Skirmisher Hardlight is great too. So that is good for room 5. Alright, and then room 6 is going to be, well, at least the rules anyway, is very disappointing. When I designed the rules for this room, I really wanted, let's see, I wanted Hero Symbiotes to gain the Villain tag, and then Cabal to gain the Symbiote tag. That's what I wanted. And then we have the Warp World rules, where if you drop an enemy below 50%, then buffs and debuffs get flipped on both sides. So like if you're attacking into this team here, let's say you drop the Sentinel bot, then all of this team's buffs get flipped to debuffs, and then your side, if you had any debuffs, gets flipped to buffs. So, and I wanted that to be happening with any character, but I don't know, I'm still waiting on an answer as to what happened. But basically, that's only going to happen to hero symbiotes instead of any character. So that's very disappointing. Hopefully they change it, but so we're treating this as a blank room too with this team, obviously. No hero symbiotes going on in here. And there won't be any warp world. So basically, yeah, it's just going to be a straight up Mephisto with Orcus match. And so let's see, the positioning. Sentinel as a striker, I can understand why he does this, because if he does get that ISO attack, he'll put counters out for everybody, but he hardly ever gets a chance to get that ISO attack off. So I think Fortifier is a better option there for him. Raider's good on Nimrod. Striker's good on Mephisto. I'm not sure why he has Skirmisher on Omega Sentinel. I like her as a Raider, but I could see maybe to make sure to land the stuns and everything that she does, ability blocks. And Healer on Scientist Supreme is good. So overall good positioning. Fairly good ISO choices on this one too, but yeah. That's kind of what we're looking at for this. So kind of a tale of two stories here. As far as the first half of the rooms and the second half of the rooms, hopefully Scopely fixes or changes back to what the community voted on and what they thought was going to happen and what I intended for the design on that room 6. But yeah, that's all I got for you. So don't just have a good game, everyone. Be good to yourself and others too, and we will see you around.